Hello, we're on day 4 notes. The topic for today is adding and subtracting polynomials. We're going to start with some basics. I kind of broke it up into these sections so you could do the same. The first thing I just want to talk about, kind of clarify, refresh your memory on, is combining like terms. So remember, if you want to combine 2 or 3 or 4 things together, they have to be pretty much exactly the same, meaning the exponent, the variable with the exponent has to match. So I'm going to go ahead and do underlining because I think that'll kind of be easier for you. So I have a 3x, which can combine with a negative 5x. Okay, I also have a 4x squared. I give that a double underline because that can go with negative x squared. And then the 2 has nothing to go with. There's no other number, so I'll just leave that blank. What I'm going to do is put them in descending order. So I'm going to make a little note here on the top. Descending order. So when you type this into Canvas for an exit slip or something, make sure you're putting things in descending order. Means when I combine this 4x squared and this negative 1x squared, that's going to give me a 3x squared. And I put that first. Then I combine the 3x and the negative 5x, which gives me negative 2x, and I put that next because it's dropping down in degree. And then the 2, which has nothing, just kind of gets tacked onto the end. And that would be my final answer in descending order. We always write things like that. It just looks more professional looking. Okay, this next one just has a lot more terms. Let's kind of look through this. 9x to the 4th. Okay, I'm just kind of scanning through and I see a negative 2x to the 4th. So that'll get an underline. Those two match. Okay, then I have negative 3x squared. I'm scanning through and I have a positive 3x squared. So I'll give those a double underline. Then I have a positive 7, get a triple, and I have a positive 11. Those can match up. Start with the largest exponent. So I'm going to go ahead and do 9x to the 4th minus 2x to the 4th. 9 minus 2 is 7, x to the 4th. That's the largest, so I put it first. And then I drop down. The next one to drop down would be the negative 3x squared plus a positive 3x squared. Negative 3 plus 3 would be 0. That means they cancel each other out. They're not there anymore. So those cancel each other away. So I don't have to write anything. Then I'm going to do the numbers. 7 plus 11 would give me 18. And that goes after because it's in descending order. Okay, so that's just a little refresher on combining like terms. Okay, the next little refresher here is distributing. Distributing is just another way to basically multiply through, and then we'll see if we can combine anything after that. So when I say I'm going to distribute, see the 2 in the front of the parentheses? I'm going to go ahead and give it, multiply it to everything on the inside, so where my purple arrows are. So 2 times 3x squared is 6x squared. 2, and I can just go to the next one. 2 times negative 4x is negative 8x. And then 2 times x is positive 2x. So I just went through where those purple arrows are. I did 3 times, right, for each term, and that's what I have. As I'm looking through this, I see, oh, I have some like terms. I have a negative 8x and a positive 2x. Those match up, right? They're pretty much identical. So I'm going to combine those. However, I need to drop down the 6x squared in the beginning because I need to put it in descending order. Then I combine these next two pieces. That would give me a negative 6x, and now I would be completely finished. It's basically simplified all the way. Okay, my next one. I have that negative 5 in the front. I'm going to give it to every piece on the inside. So this is going to go to all 4 pieces where my purple arrow is at. Remember, when you distribute, you're multiplying. So negative 5 times x to the 4th, that's negative 5x to the 4th. Negative 5 times 7 is negative 35. Negative 5 times negative 3x would actually be a positive 15x. And then negative 5 times 3x to the 4th would be negative 15x to the 4th. Just be careful with your signs. There's a lot going on. Okay, then I'm going to scan through this. I'm going to see if I can combine anything. I notice I have a negative 5x to the 4th and a negative 15x to the fourth. Well, I can combine those, and I'm going to put those in the front. When I combine those, I get negative 20x to the fourth. Okay, the other ones don't have anything to combine with, but I need to put the positive 15x next, and then the negative 35 last, because I want to keep it in that descending where it's dropping down for each term. And that would be that answer. It would be simplified all the way. Okay, now here's what we're doing today, adding and subtracting polynomials. We've done stuff like this before, so hopefully this looks familiar. So what I need you to pay close attention to is between the two pieces, right? I have a binomial on the left, a binomial on the right. In the middle, I have a plus sign. That's very important to make sure you remember, like, okay, I'm just adding them together. So if I'm just adding them together, you just combine like terms. So I have 8x squared and 2x squared. Let's combine those. When I combine those, I get 10x squared. Then I have negative 3 and positive 1. Well, let's combine those. That would give me a negative 2. And I can't go any further, so that's it. That's my final answer. Okay, the next one's kind of like that. One slight difference. I have a trinomial plus a trinomial. Okay, I'm adding, I have that plus sign, so that's good just to know, like, okay, I'm going to add them together. However, I need to make note that I have this 4 in the beginning of the parentheses that I need to distribute. That's what we just practiced. So when I do that, let me kind of rewrite this so I can clean it up. Nothing's happening to 2x squared. Nothing's happening to plus x, and nothing's happening to negative 5. It's just that second half. So when I distribute, some things are going to get changed a little bit. So it's going to become a positive 4x squared, a positive 4x, and a positive 6, because I distributed the 4 with those purple arrows. And I just wrote it out all in a line. It just looks a little bit nicer, so I don't have to keep looking back and forth. Now when it's like this is just like the problems we did above, where I'm going to combine like terms. So I'm going to underline. I have a 2x squared and a 4x squared. I have a positive x and a positive 4x. I have a negative 5 and I have a positive 6. So I just went through and kind of matched them up. Now I want to put it in descending order, so I need to put the 2x squared plus 4x squared, which is 6x squared, in the front. And then I'm going to put this next term, which would be the x's. So x plus 4x would be a 5x. And then I'll put the numbers. Negative 5 plus 6 would actually be a positive 1. And that's in the proper order. I added them together. I combined the like terms. And that would be it. Simplified all the way. Okay, let me scroll down. Number 7 and number 8. Okay, here's our subtracting. Okay, I have a trinomial minus a trinomial. So it's good. Again, I just write it on here like, okay, I'm going to subtract these. Subtracting is slightly different because I need to distribute the negative. That negative sign needs to go to those numbers behind it. So see those purple arrows? I need to distribute that negative. So the stuff in the front didn't change. 3x cubed stays the same. Plus 2x squared stays the same, minus 1 stays the same. It's the other part that's going to change. You're just changing the sign. So it's going to become a negative x to the third. It's going to change to a positive 3x squared, and it's going to change to a positive 5. Okay, that's how you do the subtracting. I distributed that negative. I changed those signs. Once you do that, it's pretty much the same as up top. I'm going to look for, oops, that's not right. I'm going to look for terms that match. And I already made a mistake, so I just had to go back there. 3x to the third matches with negative x to the third. And then 2x squared matches with the 3x squared. And then negative 1 matches with the positive 5. Just have to be careful on the order. So the x to the third, okay, see that little loop there? That's going to match up. 3x to the third minus x to the third is 2x to the third. Then I'm going to combine 2x squared plus 3x squared. That's going to give me a 5x squared. And then I will combine negative 1 plus 5, the numbers, which will give me a positive 4. And that would be simplified all the way. Okay, let me scoot over so you can see this a little bit better. Number 8, I have a few things going on here. So I have a trinomial minus a trinomial. So kind of good to know, like, okay, I'm going to subtract here. That means I'm doing a problem a little bit differently. I need to distribute this negative, so you can already be thinking about that. I also have a little bit different here. I have a 2 in the front of that first trinomial, so I'm also going to distribute that 2 to that first trinomial. So I'm going to have quite a bit of distributing. So in the beginning, I have 2 times 5x to the 4th. That would give me 10x to the 4th. Then I have 2 times negative x to the 3rd. That's negative 2x to the 3rd. Then I have 2 times 8. That would be 16. Now I'll do the negative because I already did the 2. So now I do the negative and I just change the sign. So the 3x to the 4th is going to become negative 3x to the 4th. 7x squared is going to become negative 7x squared, and the negative 10 is going to switch to a positive 10. And once I did that, it looks all in a row. I'm going to go ahead and see what pieces match up. So I have 10x to the 4th, negative 3x to the 4th, negative 2x to the 3rd. I'm just scanning through. Nothing matches. I have positive 16 and positive 10. Those can match up. And those are the only pieces that match. So let's see how I can combine these. So I put the largest exponent first. So 10x to the 4th minus 3x to the 4th is 7x to the 4th. The next piece that would come is the negative 2x third. After that is this negative 7x squared, and then the numbers. So 16 plus 10 gives me 26. That would be at the end. And that would be my final answer.